Well, good morning and welcome to a new video. I did arrive yesterday, but I just had a relaxing day and did a bit of videoing and such. But what a beautiful little campsite, isn't it? Really nice and sheltered, right on the South George River. So this one's in the Saint Columba, or Saint Columba, whatever you want to pronounce it, State Reserve. So yeah, I'm gonna be here for 3 nights, and I'm gonna do a bit of hiking. I want to do a bit of mountain biking around here, but the trails still aren't open after the big storm we had a few weeks back, and they're still trying to get rid of all the trees on it. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm just cooking myself a bacon and egg and pie, but I've got to actually drive down into Ringarooma or maybe even Scottsdale today, because since I raided the camper trailer to get all the stuff for my last trip over to South Australia, I didn't really put anything back, which I can't understand why. But so I'm missing quite a few things. I'm missing tea and a set of gloves that I can handle all the hot pots with. So yeah, I'm gonna head down into that and just get some supplies. So the other thing about it is too, I've got no internet here, and to get to Mt Saddleback, which is where my first walk is, which is over that way, I need to get internet so I can get directions to it. I did actually have the maps printed out, but again, I left my tablet at home. I screenshotted at home. I left the tablet sitting on the couch, so been a bit forgetful. But anyway, let's get some breakfast going, and we'll get into either Ringarooma or Scottsdale and get some stuff. So I was on the road to Ringarooma and I just saw this here, Ralph Falls, 20 minutes walk return, so I reckon I can do that. Ralph's Falls, one of Tasmania's 60 great short walks. 100 metres. Well worth it. Here we go, Ralph's Falls lookout, 90 metres. Well, if that's the water coming over them, certainly not going to be a lot. Might be one of those waterfalls that you got to come to after a big rain. And here we go, Ralph's Falls lookout. But just shield the sun so we can see it. Yeah, so I thought about getting the drone up here, but honestly, look, it's windy here. It'll even be windier in the gorge. It's just too risky. I've already lost one drone out this way. So that's the road that I came in on, under that tree, and I've had to park my car here short of where the actual track starts. Kind of debated whether I would go any further, but I couldn't go up here because of what's coming up. There's a big tree across the road. It's about 1.4 k's to the start of the track. So yeah, so this is the tree that's down, but it actually has 3 branches in it. So I'll be here for a while cutting that, and there's even one over there. So, but looking at the tree there, there's footprints on it. So I'm not the only one who's walked up from there. So there's the Mt Saddleback walking track. You wouldn't get far up that one, but we've got to go up here. It's pretty overgrown. I wouldn't have got up there anyway. So I would have got another 300-400 metres before I wouldn't have. Yeah. Even if there is trees down, I wouldn't have taken my car up here. It would have just trashed it. It has been a lot of trees down. I reckon that's about the 5th or 6th one, and I've still got about a K to go to get to the actual walking track. It'll be interesting to see how I go, because if this is like this on the drive in, what's the track going to be like on the walking track itself? But the only thing is, there's been people coming up here, that's for certain. So yeah, so I've walked 1.5 k's up. This is where you were supposed to park, and this is Mt Saddleback track. Shouldn't be too bad. It's a 3.2 kilometre track, I think, return, and it's only a 289 metre gain, so I think it'll be quite a pleasant walk. So somewhere up there, that's where I've got to go. I believe there's 2 peaks, there's one further over, and that's why it's called Saddleback, but I'd say that's where I've got to go. Yeah, there's the top up there, but I have to go this way, actually just there. Got to go around to the side and then up along the ridge. Well, there's a piece of tape here. I haven't seen many of them, and the rock cans have been a bit hard to find too. Some of them were very old and moss covered, so it just sort of didn't look right. Well, I believe I'm coming round to the ridge. Pretty sure that just up here, just up in there, that's where the ridge line is. So it's been pretty steep coming up through here, but at least I knew it was only short. Certainly wasn't a Mount Roland, and the length of it, it's not a Mount Cameron. So still feeling pretty good. Whew. Yeah, not a bad view. Well, I thought that there was the top, but I was wrong. Where is it? It's in the middle there. Still got another couple hundred metres to go. It always gets me. I think, oh yeah, that's the top. And then I start walking, I get to it and go look at all trails, and goes, no, you've still got 300 metres to go. Yes, well, I think that's the top. Let's see where the track takes us. Okay, well, I thought this was the top here, but it's not. There's a cow on the rock over there. I'm making it very, very difficult for myself. So the track is actually down here. I finally have arrived. I will confidently call this the top. Someone went to a lot of trouble to stack a nice can of rocks there, didn't they? Mt Saddleback. Beautiful. So we got Mount Victoria in the middle there. Over there in the clouds on the edge, that's Ben Lomond. I don't know the ones down there. St Helens and Scamander are down in through here. Over this way. Got Ben Nevis on the first one, and then over towards Launceston. Well, I've managed to find a spot a bit below the summit that's at least out of the wind a bit, so I can have a muesli bar or two, and then I'll think about going down. I thought about putting the drone up here, but nah, if it goes out that one I can't get it back. She's lost. It's just not worth it. I think I'll just call it quits at that.
And here we come, down to the bottom of the track. There we go. Probably can't read it, but it does say Mt Saddleback. Normally that's where I'd finish, but no. Still got 1.4k down this road. So yeah, that was a bit tougher than I expected. Fair few rock fields to go across, and they were pretty big and bulky, so a lot of rock jumping, which isn't good for my knees. And the top was a bit tougher too, but quite an enjoyable hike. I would recommend it totally. So back to camp now, and I think it's time for a beer. I'm trying to find my way back to the campsite, but it hasn't been simple. There's this is a back road, and yeah, there's a lot of timber down. It's going to take some time to get through. Boy, oh, earth is that. Well, that was one hell of a bloody big pile up. I hope they get that cleared up soon, but it may not be the end yet, and it's not. It just keeps on going. Well, it looks clear after this one, so there has been a fair bit of traffic along it, so that's the good thing. But even still, they did some pretty dodgy things instead of cutting out the log. I was right with my map reading. I got no worries at all. There it is, home sweet home. But it was a lot longer than expected, and probably distance-wise shorter, but time-wise would have been longer. But I didn't get through unscathed. There was a log sticking out, smashed into the side of me thing. I don't know whether I can fix it or not. Yes, well, it's evening now. Start to think about putting some dinner on. I got some chicken thawing out over there, but it was a nice day. The climb was pretty good. They said it was moderate or medium. Yeah, it was probably medium to hard. It was quite steep at times, and my left knee is quite sore, quite clicky when I go down. So yeah, maybe that's just getting old. But certainly the drive back. Yeah, look, I've done a few scratches on the ute, and I've certainly damaged the side step. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I'm never really keen on those side steps anyway, to sort of make it hard for me to get in and out. Thinking about taking them off and see how that looks. So, but anyway, I would never do that again. I would never come back. If I saw those trees down now, I'd turn around and go back and go around the long way, because it's just much better. So, but anyway, I'm going to get my dinner going. I've got some chicken in little mesh things there. I'm going to cook up those two. They've got nice stuffing inside them. And just enjoy the rest of the evening. I've got a nice book here. It's getting really interesting. So anyway, yeah, I'll sign off now, and I'll see you in the morning. Very tasty. And definitely cooked.
Well, good morning. A bit of a cool one it is too. Not as cold as I've had, but even still I've got some frost on the back of the car, on the roof, and everything's wet, but it's not dripping wet like I have had. So, but anyway, I've got a cup of brewing here, a cup of going, sorry, and got breakfast going over there, nice egg and bacon pie. So today I'm going to head off to Lotta, to a hike there that takes me around a 3.2 kilometre circuit, I think it is, and it's pretty smooth going, so it wouldn't be too bad, because I've got a very sore left knee from yesterday's hike. So, but anyway, I can't tell you the name of it, because that's one of the joys of not being without internet, is all the apps I've got, like Trail Forks and all trails, I can't access it, so I can't figure out what the name of it is. So hopefully when I get up there I'll get a bit of internet and I can tell you the name of it. So, but anyway, I'll get into my cuppa now and my breakfast, and then we'll think about get going.
So I've arrived at my starting point at Crystal Creek, and the walk is just up here. And I'd say that's it there. So what have we got? We got the Don Mine Loop Walk, 3.08 with 132 metre gain, so it should be pretty good. Let's get into it. Don Mine Ducker Audit Loop Walk, 1 to 1.5 hours. This will be perfect for me today. My knee's not feeling too bad now that I've got up and warmed it up, but I don't think I'd like to push it with a climb like I had yesterday. Well, so far the track has been pretty easy to follow, but there has been a fair bit of foliage of trees and stuff from the big storms we had. Bit of a steep section here coming up, but pretty overgrown. But one thing about it, lovely cool temperature. Okay, well, it's a Don Mine, says take care that way, and the boiler down here. I definitely want to see the boiler. Unbelievable that they got this boiler in here back in the day. Man, it would have been some tough work. Well, I'm actually wondering whether this isn't the boiler, but the actual mine. I can't see any visible tracks going anywhere else, so I just have to go back and see whether the other track does go to the boiler. Signs are a bit pointing in the wrong direction. We'll go back and find out. Well, I haven't found the boiler, but I do believe I am in the aqueduct, because this here is a man-made trench. More of the aqueduct here. This is what I'm following. Very overgrown though. And this is what I mean by that's the last tape. But I believe the track goes up this way, but I can't see any tape. But there's no definite track. Well, I was just over there, and yeah, that's all new. But luckily I looked through the bushes and I saw another tape, so back on track. I was about to give up. I got to a point there where I had 2 tapes, but it wasn't specific in which direction to head. All trails were sort of sending me all over the joint, and I scrambled through the bush for ages, and I was about to give up. I just had one more look on all trails, and it said to go back this way, which I did, and I saw a piece of tape. It wasn't a big piece of tape, but it was enough to get me back on track, and now I'm seeing tape all the time. So I do believe I've missed the boiler though. I believe that was up at the other side, so it's not far up. I may come up and have another look at it, but you know what, I better concentrate on what I'm doing. I can't find any markers again. This is a toughie. Well, must be close to the finish. To the Don mine via the boiler, approximately 1.5 hours. So obviously, yes, I've missed the boiler. So I won't go back and do it from this way. I'll come back from the other way. I think it's closer there. I'm on the road, which now leads back to my car. Yeah, well, that would have to be one of the most demanding tracks to follow I've ever done. I don't know what it was like pre-storm, but man, since the storm came through, it's so much stuff on the ground. If you can't find the markers, you're really stuck. I mean, thank God for the All Trails app that got me back, but even still, I think it was having trouble locking onto me with so much cover above me. So, not physically hard, but technically very hard to follow. So now I'm going back on the road, and I'm going to go back up along the trail and see if I can find this boiler. I don't think it's that far in. So, well, here's one piece of something. I don't know whether it's a wheel. I'd say it's got a hub on it, but it could be a water wheel. Don't know whether it's a wheel. Walked straight past it last time. Shows you I was too busy on trying to find the trail. So I'm seeing the odd bit of infrastructure here, an old water tank and some kind of plate. Well, I'm back at the sign, so it does point down that way for the boiler. I think it points over there for the mine, so I'll go and have a look around there, see if that is true, that the mine is up in here somewhere. But so this sign does point to the mine. That's got to be it, but I don't know what they mined here. I'm going to have to do some homework on that, but I'm not going inside. Other people might, but I believe it's too unsafe. So yeah, it does say the boiler's down there somewhere, so maybe it's that rusted out you can't find it anymore. Well, I came a lot further than I wanted to, because All Trails said there was a spike in the track up here. I'm on it, but if there's a boiler in here and there's no sign or track to it, you got no hope in finding it. So I'm at it. There's a pub on the way home called Pub in the Paddock. It's time to go back and have a beer. I'm out of here. Whew. Well, I'm back at camp now, enjoying a beer, although it is my second. I stopped at the Pub in the Paddock and had a nice pint there. I love it out of the tap, much better than out of the can. So after a bit of thought and a bit of reflection, I actually came to the conclusion that I actually hated that track this morning. Everything about it. Hard to follow was the worst part. It wasn't that, per se the track's fault of all that. We've had a
big storm come through here a few weeks back, and it's dumped a lot of trees, as you saw from the video yesterday of me trying to get back in my ute, the amount of trees that were across the track. But even still, I don't know how it would have been. It was just very, very hard to follow. I don't think it gets used a lot. But the worst aspect of it was that it's a mine tour, and yeah, the mine's there, but it's not really well posted. And the boiler, there's nowhere in the world I could find the boiler. It just wasn't signposted or anything. And the other thing was, there was nothing else to see. You're just walking through bush. You can't get to a nice view, nice lookout. Maybe that's me just being a bit picky, but yeah, if I don't enjoy it, I don't enjoy it. That's the way it goes. So anyway, I'll get the fire going soon, and get a bucket of water going so I can have a shower. I contemplated jumping in the creek over there, but I put my fingers in and thought, ooh, yeah, that's way too cold. It's cold enough standing out here, Starkers, and having a shower, let alone jumping in that. So, but first of all, I'm just going to enjoy my beer. It's steak night. Gotta love my steaks on the open fire. But I am mixing it up a bit. I've got some dehydrated peas there. Bit of greens. Oh, tasty as always. Well, good morning. Another cool morning, but not as cool as yesterday. Camp's all dry, so that means it's an easy pack up today, which is a rarity. Got some crumpets here to eat and a brew going, and then I'll pack up and head home. Yeah, it's been a lovely camp. This here is a really, really nice campsite. You'll find it on Wiki Camps in the Saint Columba State Forest. Just peaceful, no traffic. No wonder with that road there going down that way to get through, that's pretty rough. And there we go, campsite is all packed up. Beautiful little campsite. Really enjoyed it. And for once I had grass. So it's not used that often, the grass will stay here. And just a beautiful river setting. Yeah, so anyway, I'm off back home again, back to Scamander. And I'm heading out at the end of this month over to the west coast of Tasmania, back to Lake Rosebery, but this time I'm taking the wife with, so I might do some filming, but I don't know. See how I go. I've certainly got a hike planned there that's a big one. I might just do a video on that, see how we go.
But anyway, like I said, that's all for this video. If you like this channel, consider subscribing to it, and I'll see you in the next one.